Hello everyone and welcome to another Pokemon Pocket video with the new expansion launching just this morning, as I'm recording this video of course. I've had a fair few hours to play some decks, try out the new cards, and although there's a lot to look at and a lot to test and still a lot to test, this is probably the first deck I've built that's felt really kind of weird but cool and can really catch your opponents off guard because it's not tournament play, they don't have open deck lists, so they get a little bit confused. This is a LeafeonEX deck that's focused around Leafeon, of course, and also Yanmega EX. But the trick with this is you don't play any grass energy whatsoever. And there's a big benefit to this, which we'll get to in a minute. But just looking at Leafeon, because we probably know what Yanmega does, I'll show you in a minute anyway. But yeah, this is what Leafeon does. So first off, 140 HP, of course, evolves from Eevee. I actually run just to deal 20 damage for one energy Eevee, just to get some chip damage nice and early. But the key thing about this Pokemon is Forest Breath, its ability. Once during your turn, if the Pokemon is in the active spot, you may take a Leaf Energy or Grass, whatever you want to call it, from your Energy Zone and attach it to one of your Grass Pokemon. This can attach to itself as well as other grass type Pokemon. And then of course it has Solar Beam, 3 energy, deal 70. Now the trick here is Solar Beam only needs 1 grass energy. So by playing water only, one benefit is your opponent doesn't necessarily know, especially if you just play Eevee, doesn't know that you're not playing Vaporeon or Glaceon, which is what they'll probably expect for you to evolve into. And they probably won't expect like a second attack in turn, deal 70, because outside of Misty, like Vaporeon can't do that and Glaceon can't do that, so they don't play around it a lot of the time. Maybe that'll change if this deck gets more popular, but yeah, this is really huge because you start Leafeon and it almost acts like a Starmie EX, and then while Leafeon's still there, because we run a lot of sustain, which we'll talk about in a second, you can then, once Leafeon has that 3 energy, which is normally 2 water and a grass, you can then use Forest Breath each turn to start buffing your Yanmega. And as I said, the payoff for running water is not only confusing your opponent, but one of the new supporter cards from this expansion, which is Irida. This says heal 40 damage from each of your Pokemon that has any water energy attached. So because you use water energy from your pool normally and no grass, then this will heal a Leafeon for 40. It'll also heal Yanmega as long as you've attached 1 water, which you only need to put 2 water on Leafeon, then the rest of your waters can go on Yanmega to help cycle, right? So this is huge because it's an AoE heal, it's very powerful, but it is not stopped, or it is not only for water Pokemon, it's for any Pokemon that has water energy attached. So this is huge. This acts like, at worst, a slightly worse Erica, so you can kind of play 3 Ericas in the deck, which is huge. But also, if you are taking chip damage or you've had to retreat something or whatever, this can AoE heal as well, like anything that's got water energy attached. So really, really nice, and effectively being able to run 3 Ericas gives you so much sustain. So let's take a look at the rest of the deck. It's pretty straightforward, but we'll go through it briefly anyway, and then we'll play some games just to show you how it works. But here's Yanmega, of course, a pretty high health, high damage Pokemon. It's grass, so it can take heals from Erica, which is huge. It will have water energy on it, so it will take the heal from the other supporter as well. And it deals 120 damage, which is pretty high. So the idea basically is for Leafeon to be fairly aggressive in the early game, whilst ramping Yanmega in the backline, and then you just have tons of damage and absolutely tons of sustain. Both Pokemon as well, only needing 1 energy to retreat is pretty huge. As I mentioned before very briefly, I'm running the deal 20 Eevee. You can run whichever Eevee you like. It's just I like the guaranteed 20 because it can help Leafeon 70 sort of, kind of equate to 90 over that couple of turns, which is pretty nice. We run 1 potion. A couple of these slots you can mess with if you like, but I run 1 potion, 1 X speed just for emergency situations, double Pokeball, 1 giant cape. I was running 2 giant capes in my testing, but we'll get to that in a second. 2 research, and then we have 2 Erica, as you can see here. We have the 1 Irida, as I mentioned, is like basically a 3rd Erica, and then 1 Dawn and 1 Sabrina. The Sabrina was a cape, but we had a couple of games where, because we don't run Sabrina or Cyrus, it got a little bit tricky. We could have won a lot easier if we had a Sabrina. But it did hurt to drop the cape, so we'll see how it goes. And then the Dawn is for, depending on breakpoints, you can, like, turn 2, get your Leafeon to 3 energy. And then turn 3, you can Leafeon an energy to Yanmega on the back if you have it. You can add an energy to Yanmega manually. Then you can retreat with your Leafeon and then Dawn the energy onto Yanmega to get up to 3. So if you need that 120 to say, you know, knock out an EX early, that Dawn enables that ability. So you can like push Yanmega forward by a turn if you get the good opening, of course. So that is the deck list. As I said, the main goal is get Leafeon out, start hitting your opponents pretty hard, build up Yanmega or Yanmegas in the backline or whatever, and then sustain through it. We have Potion, we have the Cape for an extra 20, and then effectively triple Erica, which lets you sustain so much damage, and you can kind of ignore a lot of chip damage in this, with this build. So it's really, really nice. But yeah, stick around. I'm going to play a few games and show you how it works. Okay, let's get into a game and see how we go. Let's have a little look, see what's going on. Okay, so we're going second. Of course, we just have our water energy. We don't have any evolutions. And what I like to do is if you don't have the Leafeon ready to go, or you don't have Yanmega ready to go, I like to just chill and just have Eevee out there. So they can't do any sort of Sabrina and mess about. We are up against Arceus at the beginning, which is not the scariest thing in the world. Rocky Helmet's a little bit annoying, but we'll see how it goes. It means they're not caping it, which is good for us. Do see Yanmega here. We will equip one onto the Eevee and then play out the Yanma here. And I honestly, a lot of the time, I kind of just hope that we'll that you hit Leafeon. I will just put this here because you could say just put energy on the Yanma and just go straight for Yanmega. However, I do think that if we do draw the Leafeon, it's such a huge payoff. There we go. The timing. So now we can Leafeon. And this is where we start really piling on pressure. We give it a second energy. So now it's got 2 water. Then we Forest Breath, because it's in the active spot. It does have to be in the active spot to work. And now suddenly, this is just attacking for 70. I'll put the Yanmega, I'll evolve it now, just in case they play red card or something strange. And then what we can actually do, let me just double check. Yeah, Nose Pass is actually weak because it's fighting type. So what I'll do is I'll just Sabrina. And I'll just knock out this Nose Pass straight away. And again, and there's the concede. That's how strong it can be. And that's why, like, a lot of people just don't expect you to evolve a Eevee into a Leafeon, right? And they don't expect the damage is available. Also, one of the other reasons why sometimes we do want to hold Yanma until Leafeon's set up. Just to make them try and keep guessing until the last minute. So yeah, there's one quick win anyway. Okay, here we go. We're going to be going first. And to them, it looks like it could be a water mirror. But to us, we know better. We are going to start with Eevee. And we are going to hide the Yanma just for a turn. Oh no, it is going to be Articuno. Surely not. Although I will say, in this matchup, if we do get the sort of curve, let's say, then we can be pretty strong. Let me think. I will go Yanma here. I will drop this down just to see how it goes. They're probably, even with Yanma, because it is a colorless attacker, they still may not think we're actually running Leafeon. But going first does hurt us a little bit. But now we have Yanmega. We don't have X speed yet. But we can still do this, right? We can go Leafeon. Forest Breath here. On itself. Energy on itself. And then what we will do is we will end the turn. And we can still maybe get this done. We just don't want them to hit a super strong Misty, basically. They are running Eevee, so it's probably going to be Vaporeon as well. Oh, and they're running Greninja. Okay, so they're not all in on Articuno. And the good thing here, there's Iridia as well. The good thing here as well is we can already start juicing the Yanmega now. So it's already 1 energy up. We can put the energy here. I'll drop a little potion on Leafeon just to be ultra safe, even though we are pretty safe anyway. And then we can hit the Solar Beam to 70. And I will say, we could have Irided there instead. I do think running 3 supporters that heal, you can be a little bit more liberal with them. But I think there's a chance that we get like the double whammy bonus here. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so they're going to potion. Yeah, so we get the benefit, right? Because now we can heal through Blizzard, which is definitely going to be nice. So here, always remember as well, do your Leafeon energy first straight away so you don't forget, because Leafeon has to be in the active spot. So we'll Leafeon here. We will then just retreat for 1. I actually don't mind doing this, because it can always energy itself. Never mind. And now they know it's game. And that is how strong it is, guys. Someone else just conceding because we just get the wombo combo off. And it's hard, right, to sustain dealing with 120 damage or even 70 so fast, knowing that there's likely Ericas, and then obviously we play the additional supporter to heal as well, plus potion. The sustain plus damage output overwhelms, honestly. Okay, let's get into another one and see how this one's going to go. We are going second this time. We do like going second. We've got water again on the other side, but we know not to always trust that. We are going to start with Eevee and Leafeon, of course. Very, very good opening for us. Oh, so we're against regular Garchomp. Or at least, I mean, they have to be, right? If they're running water, they're not going to be running the fighting type. This is looking pretty good because this dragon version doesn't deal additional damage to Eevee. So we don't have to overly worry too much. It's going to get a cape, but that's fine. Okay, so we do have... Ooh, we've got a lot here. So we double Pokeball just to get the Eevees and Yamas out. And then after Professor, we'll decide whether we're dropping Yanma now to evolve it or whether we're not, basically. Because what I'll do here is I'll Professor. And, okay, so we didn't get Yan Mega. And because we don't have X speed, I don't want to be Sabrina'd away. I want this to stick. So I'm not going to play the Yanma here. And I am just going to tackle and call it a day. And with the 1 energy, they can't really hurt us too much here. This Eevee lives. Obviously, if Eevee had a chance of getting knocked out, I would have played another basic, right? But when you know you're safe, like almost certainly safe, which I think we are, you can just hide the Yanma, because we don't have the Yan Mega anyway. But already, this is looking incredibly dicey for our opponent. Because we've already done 20. They have caped, so they're still on a natural 60. Are they even going to evolve? They not hit their evolve or a basic? Oh, wow. And just like that. Yeah, these games look very one-sided. I've not even cherry-picked these. These are just, like, games that I've actually been able to play. I've queued a few where people retreat, like, literally before the game starts, which is a bit weird. But yeah, we're just going to do the thing, right? They don't think we can knock this out because there's no actual evolution with outside of Misty can do this. But now we just attach this, Forest Breath, and then go. And it's just game. I don't know what to say, guys. I'm trying to show some, like, Yan Mega late game, but we're doing too well.